Hey everyone, so I wanted to do another quick setup video. This is kind of a new one, a new size for me, so I wanted to see if I could give anybody some inspiration. This is a FoxyFix Micro size, so it's size 0. I don't see a ton of videos out there right now on this particular size because it's so relatively new, and it's just like the personal size, you know, when that first came out. It took a little while for tons of videos to get posted, so hopefully this video will help somebody out there that's looking for a micro size. So again, this is a Foxy Fix size 0. It is in the color Sugar Icing. So it's a gray color, which I am super into right now. Obviously, you can see my nails are the same color. But it is kind of the most basic notebook that you could actually get. So I got this on Black Friday, a huge sale that Foxy Fix had. So the notebook itself, again, very basic, just a single elastic spine. And it was $10 for the notebook itself. I had it imprinted on the spine with a tree, and that cost $2.50. So the notebook was $12.50, and then $7 something for the shipping. What I do want you guys to know, and this is, I just want to let you know my experience with the timeline and kind of the shipping regarding this particular notebook at this particular time of the year. So be aware that it has to do, I ordered this on Black Friday. So obviously tons of other people were ordering. I'm sure they were completely slammed, completely swamped. If you have never seen one of my videos, I do want to let you know I am very used to Chic Sparrow notebooks. Chic Sparrow has a quick turnaround, and I did see on some Facebook groups that their turnaround still was relatively quick even with the Black Friday kind of sales that they had. This I ordered on November 25th, and I actually didn't receive it until December 20th. I actually, to the point where I had to change the address. I knew it wasn't going to come to my actual address in time, so I had to have it changed to where I was going to be for the holiday. So it took a really long time, and that's not something I'm super used to. Again, of course it had something to do with the fact that it was on Black Friday, and I'm sure they got swamped. But I'm just letting you know, again, I'm very used to the Chic Sparrow turnaround where you can get your notebook in pretty much a week. And that is not what happened with this. So, and regardless of how basic it was, I thought it would be relatively quick. It was not. So to the point where I was emailing and saying, listen, I haven't gotten any kind of update. What's going on? It took about 14 business days, which is a long time. It feels like a lot longer, obviously, because you're counting weekends in your mind, but at the same time, not business wise. But so I did want to let you guys know that that was my experience with this. It did take a while. So when I got to New York, so I'm from Texas, when I got to New York, it was here waiting for me on the 21st. So almost close to a month. But it was a nice surprise to have here for the holiday. Again, Foxy Fix size 0, so a micro. So very basic, no pockets or anything. Super floppy leather. It really feels really nice. It did feel a little unfinished on the edges, but I kind of helped that along. There were some frays and stuff that I pulled out. Single strand. It's got a light blue elastic. The pen loop did come with it. I didn't have to ask for that or anything, so that was a nice little addition, especially for something so basic, to have something for the pen to hook into. I have my TWSBI Mini in here, which is kind of the perfect size for a micro, for what I'm seeing. And you'll kind of see why I decided to imprint my spine with a tree once we get into it. But it is, like I said, I mean, Foxy Fix, from the videos that I've seen, you can get a micro with kind of a 1-inch spine, a much thicker spine, which is probably really nice. You can kind of stuff this, but even this, I feel like you could kind of fill with a little more than what I have, which is nice. So once we get inside, again, very basic, really just a floppy piece of leather, no pockets or anything. So pretty much the inserts that I have, except for the notebooks themselves, are things that I've made. So I found this print on Pinterest, which the reason that I got this notebook was kind of for some inspiration. I currently live in Texas, but I'm trying to figure out my next move. It could be mountains to the east or mountains to the west. I'm not entirely sure, but I do know that I kind of want to be in maybe Denver or, you know, the Poconos or some kind of We'll see. We'll see what happens. The mountains is what I'm thinking. But I did find this on Pinterest, which I love, this wintry print. The trees down at the bottom, and on it I have a quote from Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, so that Harry Potter series. It says, "My philosophy is, if you worry, you suffer twice," which I love. Just kind of that idea that, you know, just the constant thinking, what if, kind of makes everything worse, you know? So I did print that out, cut that down, rounded the corners, taped it on the back of a journaling card. And then since, again, I had this in New York, which is not where my laminator is, I just used packing tape to try to put this together. So it's working just fine. I did make some folders just using the cardstock, the 6x6 cardstock that they have at the Target dollar spot. So this, I'm in love with the winter sweatery kind of patterns right now. So I just made that. I hardly had to do any cutting at all on these kinds of things because it's about 4 inches here. You fold up about halfway. Really simple. So simple to make these folders. So this was nice. The inserts, so this insert and my second insert are from Paper Penguin Co. This is just a grid notebook, Tomoe River paper. So because I'm using my fountain pen on it, love it. Absolutely love it. So this is just for notes, kind of some motivation. Quotes I find, things that kind of can inspire me to try to figure out what I'm doing with my future. So just a couple of things written in so far, because like I said, I've only had this for just a couple of days, so I'm trying to fill this in a little bit. But a decent notebook from Paper Penguin Co. Back of the folder, nothing in there just yet. Right after my folder, I have a principle from Annie Paper Plans. Now this I actually had purchased as a pocket size insert, and I did print it out for my pocket, and then I shrank it down probably to 80% or so, 85%, enough to where I could fit it in my micro. So I'm not sure what entirely I will use this for. I'm thinking maybe, because obviously whatever my future holds, I need to have money for it, so it might be a no spend kind of tracker, starting in January. So I have that. And then the back of the dashboard, with a picture I took in Denver. So I'm trying to, again, figure out exactly my plan. This next insert is from Annie Paper Plans as well, or excuse me, Paper Penguin Co. So this is, it's kind of marketed as a day on a page. I do not need anything like this for a day on a page for this particular notebook. Something this small, if I were using it for like work, I probably could use day on a page, but for my future planning kind of thing, day on a page would be too much, so I do week on a page. And just kind of some to-dos that have to do with what I am trying to figure out. I've got, update your resume, update your cover letter, apply for this job that I found, and kind of I'll keep track of jobs and things like that in here. So it'll be a week on a page. When it does have some note paper in the back, grid notebook paper. This is another folder that I made using the same pack of paper that I used for the first folder, so the 6x6 from the dollar spot at Target. This is from my field note set that I got for Christmas. That obviously the notebooks are too big for here, so I'll put them in my pocket, and I absolutely love them, but I did like the card having that in here. These little envelopes are from Paper Source, from Denver, so I tucked those in there for just in case. This is just a little moleskin notebook that I'm trying to keep track of my moving savings account and stuff like that. So extra income that I put into that account, that'll go in here, and I'm just kind of keeping track of what I'm doing financially in this particular notebook, getting towards the move. So that's that. In the back in here, I've got some Foxy Fix business cards that came with the notebook. And then in here, attached to the back, and I did use the sticky that is attached to it. It's just a Post-it envelope. So as of right now, I've got some Southwestern coupons and just some printout, fun stuff that I've got in there. Whether or not I decide to put it in here, we don't know, but I'll stick it in there because I like to have pockets, but this particular notebook does not need lots of pockets. So that is actually perfect for me, just having the one tucked in the back, plus the folders, we're good. So again, it's just a single strand. Now, you guys know with single strand, one is smaller than the other, just like in a Midori notebook. But with this, it's totally fine. I have the moleskin, which is a little bit smaller than the Paper Penguin Co. inserts, and the inserts that I made, so it fits just fine on the smaller elastic. And that is it. I think it's going to work really nicely. It's a really cute size. I absolutely could not do my actual planning in something this size, or even my journaling probably, because it is a little bit strange to write in, so it's not something that I could write consistently in. But for this, it's absolutely perfect. So this is something I can now carry with me in my bag and not even be thinking about it. And then if something comes up, or if I think of something and I want to jot it down, it's there waiting for me. So it's really nice to have with me. The size is great. Again, the leather is super floppy, so it is a lot of fun. It's a fun little notebook to have with me. If you have any questions or comments, just leave them below. Let me know what you guys think. And I will talk to you later. Thanks, guys. Bye.